Hello, Alicia here. Thanks for joining me as we delve into our 5 secrets on how to get motivated and get lasting motivation. Thank you so much for jumping on. I'm very excited to share this with you. So if you're with me at some point, I would love to hear from you. If you comment in the comments below, just let me know that you're here, would be great. So yeah, who am I? I'm Alicia. I am the face behind Unleash Fit Living, and my whole focus, I guess my passion is to be a women's holistic fitness trainer that focuses not just on fitness but also on mindset, wellness, and definitely food as well. And I've been working with women for years now, and I love to help them improve their thinking, their eating, and their movement habits. So yeah, if you can hear me loud and clear, click the little wow button there so I can know that I'm coming through loud and clear. Hopefully I am. Anyway, so this evening, what I wanted to jump into with you is this whole idea of motivation. So I don't know about you, but motivation is definitely one of the biggest challenges that I have seen over and over again that women face when I'm working with them. And to be honest, it's something I struggle with as well from time to time, is getting that motivation and then staying motivated. So if that's you, if that's something you've struggled with before, I'd love you to just comment, go, yes, that's me, and so I know I'm not alone. So yeah, that is one of the biggest barriers I've seen, and that's what I want to dig into tonight, is just to give you some tips, some secrets on how you can actually overcome that barrier of not getting motivated, and you can actually make some change in your life. I don't know about you, but that sounds good to me. So, just so you know, I've just put up a blog on my page. The link's actually in the description of this video, and on that blog I actually have a free worksheet for you. It's your Turn Your Dreams into Reality worksheet. After this video or whenever, I'd love you to go grab that free resource, because that's going to actually step you through the 5 secrets. And trust me, this is the kind of thing that you don't want to just hear and listen to and go, oh, that sounds great, but actually jump in and take some action on it. So yeah, say hello if you're in the comments. So if you're on, so I know that you can hear me, I'd love you to post in there where you're listening from. Where are you? By the way, does anyone know where I am right now? Some of you that are my friends or in my group might know where I am. I'm actually sitting in Bali, just looking out the window of my hotel in Ubud, and have a full belly after just going and eating at a beautiful healthy restaurant thing called Bali Buddha, and it was yum. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Back to it. Sorry about that. Alright, so jumping in, why is motivation such a hard thing to grasp? And to be honest, I think that step number 1, secret number 1 that I'm going to share with you, is a big reason why people struggle to get motivated. So this is the first step, the first secret that I want to share with you about getting motivated, and that is you need to have, so number 1 is a very clear sense of what you want. So what do you want to achieve, and what's your goal? What is your dream that you want to change? So I would love if someone wants to please write in those comments and tell me just something, like what's something you would love to achieve, a goal that you have. Maybe it's that you want to start drinking more water, or maybe you want to actually take some more time out for yourself. Maybe you would like to exercise more regularly. Whatever it might be, there is sometimes a difference between wanting it and actually doing something about it, and that's what I'm here to talk about, is how can we actually get motivated to take action and to actually do something about it. Alright, so the ideas that I'm sharing with you, actually, by the way, are from, some of them are from a book that I highly recommend by a guy named Jeff Olson, and the book is called The Slight Edge. So if you haven't read it, I love it. And the principles that he shares in that book really are, yes, Fleur, you're correct, find your why, that's step number 2, you're onto it, is really where these ideas are coming from in terms of these 5 secrets. So number 1 is, what do you want? And you really need to get clear on that. What is it that you want? Be specific. Don't just be like, I want to get healthier. Because what does that look like? What exactly does that mean? Get specific on it, because this is where it has to start. If you don't have a really clear what, then your why, which is our next step we're going to talk about, won't actually be as powerful. So make it clear. What is it that you want to achieve? Make it specific, and part of this number one step is to actually put a deadline on it. So when do you want this to happen by? That is really important as well, so that you've actually got something to work towards. Now, a big part of this is obviously not just thinking about it. So you might be listening going, yeah, I want this or I want to achieve that, but it's actually writing it down and taking action. When you write something down, it becomes more real. So that's why I want to encourage you to go to my blog, the link in the description there, and get my worksheet, because this is going to work you through each of these 5 secrets. All right, step number 2, and to be honest, this is, I believe, the most important secret to getting motivated, and it is to have a clear idea of why. And thank you to Fleur in the comments who already wrote up there that you need to find your why. What is the reason behind it? So, for example, you might want to lose weight. Okay, so that might be your goal. But the question is why? The question has to really penetrate right to the bottom of your heart and find where in your heart is the reason for that. So is it that you want to lose weight? So that why? Is it because you want to feel more confident in your skin? Is it because you want to have more energy to play with your kids? Maybe it's because you want to already... sorry, I'm reading comments and getting distracted. Thanks, Anita. Maybe it's that you, with your why, yeah, you want to have more energy. You want to be a role model to your children. Maybe you've got parents who suffer from chronic illness or disease, and you don't want to. You want to have a better quality of life. Whatever your why is, you really need to tap into that, and you need to have that crystal clear, because as you know, if you've ever tried some kind of challenge or achieved some goal before, it's super easy to fall off the bandwagon and lose your motivation. And it comes back to that why. You've got to know why you want it so much. So this is the most important step. And that why, it's going to look different for everyone, but the one thing that needs to be the same for all of us is that the why needs to come from a place of passion in your heart. It can't just be willy-nilly. Alright, so get really, really clear on why you want to make change or you want to achieve this goal. And write it down as well. Again, that worksheet will give you these steps. Number 3, so secret number 3 to getting motivated is that you need to identify what price is it that you're going to need to pay in order for this goal or this dream to become a reality. Now, the reason why it's really important to actually tap into that now is because whatever you say yes to, you're actually going to have to say no to some other things. So let's go with this whole example of wanting to lose weight. If you want to lose weight, then there are some things that you're going to have to say no to. What do you think some of those things might be, people? If you want to lose weight, is eating out, takeout every night of the week going to work? Probably not. Is doing no exercise towards that going to work? Probably not. So you need to actually probably say no to some things in your schedule to make time for the things that are going to help you to lose weight. A big part of that is going to be your food, obviously. So changing what you eat. So there's a price that you're going to need to pay in order to make this goal happen. And you need to identify that and know what are the things I need to sacrifice. If you just think that going into a goal isn't going to take any sacrifice, then you've got it wrong, unfortunately. Yes, so identify it. What are the things I need to sacrifice? Because that comes back to your why. You've got to think, how much do I want this? Why do I want this change? Why do I want to lose weight, for example? If it's because you want to have more energy, you want to feel more confident, you want to be a role model to your kids, whatever it might be, that needs to be so strong in your heart that you're willing to make those sacrifices and put in the hard yards even when you don't feel like it. Because feelings are deceptive, my friend. They will not help you achieve your goals. Alright, so that's 3 secrets so far. Identify your what, identify your why, and identify the price that you have to pay in order to make it happen. So step number 4 is, if you want to get motivated, you actually need to have a plan. You've got to have a plan to start whatever this goal is that you want to achieve. Now, this might change over time, but you just need something to get you off to the races, to get started. And that plan, what you need to do is you need to sort of do it, put it into practice, do it for a couple of weeks or a certain amount of time, and then you need to review it and go, okay, how is this plan going? Do I need to review and evaluate and reassess and maybe make some changes to the plan? And that is totally part of the process. That's important. But you still need to have a plan to start with to get you out of the gate. So taking the losing weight thing, for example, maybe the plan is that, okay, I'm going to commit to 4 sessions at the gym this week that are a minimum of 30 minutes, and I'm also going to only have 1 eating out meal this week. The rest I'm going to have home cooked meals, for example. So whatever the plan is, again, write it down and make it happen. Hey Lachlan, nice to see you. Okay, and number 5, to back up these 4 steps, these 4 secrets so far to getting motivated, is you need to put into practice a simple daily discipline in order to have little incremental steps towards that goal every day. Okay, so what can you do every day that's going to work towards it? Now, for exercise, for example, some people might struggle with the idea of exercising every day because they think it's such a big time commitment. But one thing I encourage people to do is, even if you don't do a full-on workout, commit to at least doing 5 minutes in the morning before you get off on your day of just something high intensity you can do at home. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just get into it. That's actually going to really help with your cortisol levels and your energy for the rest of the day anyway, even if you just get a couple of minutes in. So your simple daily discipline for exercise, for example, could be, I'm going to do a 5-minute minimum daily. Before I hit the bed at night, I'm going to make sure I've done something intentional towards moving my body. Maybe it's that you park your car further away from your workplace so that you've got further to walk. Whatever it might be, you're doing something intentional daily, because that simple daily discipline over time, just like compound interest, if you're into all that, compounding interest over time doesn't look like much because it's small little steps at first, but then it hits this peak and then you see amazing change come from it. So that's the whole principle behind Jeff Olson's book, The Slight Edge, which I really highly recommend. Now, so that's the 5 steps. You need to know your what, know your why, identify the sacrifice you need to make, have a plan, and put into practice a simple daily discipline. Now, you might be sitting there going, oh, Alicia, I've heard all these before, and, I've tried this and it doesn't work. Well, I'm going to pull you out on this, and I'm going to kind of challenge you and say, well, have you really done that? Have you really put these 5 steps into place? Have you written them down? Have you looked at this every day? Have you acted on each of these 5 steps every day for a period of time that is longer than just 1 or 2 weeks? And if you've done that and this hasn't worked, then maybe you haven't stuck to it for long enough, or maybe you've fallen off the bandwagon somewhere. So look, we all have excuses and we all have reasons why things don't happen, but I'm going to challenge you and say, try these 5 steps, actually take action on them, choose something that you really want to be motivated to change, and then actually do it. And the other secret to these steps is to actually, so I've already kind of said it, you need to write them down, have it written down, because when something's written down, it becomes more real to us, right? Number 2 is that you need to look at that every day. Look at that goal, look at what your goal is and why it's so important to you, and then you need to act on it daily through that simple discipline. And another bonus that I'm going to throw in for you is having accountability helps. It goes a long way as well. So if there's someone that can hold you accountable, it could be a friend. People often use trainers like myself as that accountability so that they've just got someone to hold them, because their motivation might be stronger when they've got external accountability, not just internal. So that's all I wanted to say there about excuses, is don't just say you've done it, but really, I want you to ask yourself, have you realized? What have you said, Fleur? If you fight for your limitations, you will always get them. Very true, absolutely true. It really comes down to how bad you want it, doesn't it? If you want something bad enough, you'll make it happen. You'll make the sacrifices that you need to. And that's why step number two, the why is so important. You really want to dig deep on that question. So, in saying all this, I would love you to head over to my blog. The link's in the description of the video, because in that blog there's a free resource that you can download, and it's actually going to be a worksheet that works through these 5 steps to get you motivated. And the reason I'm telling you to go do it is because, like many things, if you just listen to this and go, oh, thanks, Alicia, that was great, and not actually do something about it, you'll forget. You won't actually do anything to put into practice what you've just heard. So if you're serious about getting motivated about something specific in your life, go to that link, download the resource there for me. Okay, so I would love to just... I'd love you to let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this, if you got something out of it, if you found it was helpful. And not only that, if there's someone in your life that you can think of that actually could really benefit from hearing this, I'd love you to tag them in the comments. Just type in their name, tag them in so they can watch this later as well, because this obviously stays up as a resource, stays on there, you know what I mean? Stays on there. So yeah, don't forget to get the link in my description, and yeah, please share and let someone know that you think might be benefited by these 5 steps. Tag them in the comments, and I'm going to be back here again next week at the same time, different places. I will be sitting somewhere else in Bali, yay, and sharing part 2 of this little talk about motivation. So yeah, this was all about how to get motivated. Next week's going to be about how to stay motivated. So if that sounds interesting to you, 8 o'clock Sydney time, I will be back on the air. So yeah, if you've got any questions, I'd love you to jump on, and if there's anything that you wanted to ask me about this topic, about motivation, about any of those 5 secrets, now's the time. Type it in the comments, and I'll just stay on here for another couple minutes just in case anyone wants to add a comment or ask a question. Just let me know what you think about these 5 steps. Which ones have you tried? Which ones have you struggled with, for example? I'd love to hear that from you, because I'm just all about trying to help people achieve what they want to achieve, not just say they want to do things and then not do it. So yeah, if there's any questions, let me know. You can jump in the comments and say hi, let me know who you are, where you're from, all that stuff. And if not, then I'm going to probably stop holding you here for any longer. Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining, and yeah, if there's one thing I can say is don't let unmotivation stop you. If you really want something, you need to chase it, all right? Don't just say something and then not back it up with action. You know, I don't know about you, but when I do that, I just feel like I'm not being a person of integrity to myself when I say I'm going to do something and then I don't. And so I just encourage you, look for that why. Why is it so important to you? Dig deep on that, and whatever your dream or your goal is, make it become reality by making it a priority in your life. So jump on, that resource is in the comments up above this video, and grab that free resource, and I hope that helps you out. I'd love to hear from you, and let me know what you think. Alright, adios people, love you lots, and I will see you next time. Bye.